What's up, Jesters, and welcome back to the channel.
What's going on, folks?
Today's topic is horror movies.
Yes.
There are a lot of good ones, a lot of terrible ones. And a lot of them, well, I won't say a lot of them, some of them are just ridiculous.
They are. They really are. It's just, how can you call this a horror movie?
I'll give you a case in point of a ridiculous one. Now, many people might like it and think it's a good horror movie, but when I saw it, it was more of a comical, ridiculous film. Is The Seed of Chucky. The Bride of Chucky, I can understand, because, he's got a partner, they murder, kill people.
Yeah.
How does a doll and another doll make a baby doll?
It's movie magic.
It's one thing if you go to like a toy store or whatever, any kind of store that sells toys, you'll see the Barbie doll or whatever, or the mommy doll, if you want to call it that, and the baby comes in the package with it. A little, maternity teaching toy, or maternity, yeah. Didn't happen like that. Thankfully, I don't think they showed the birth. I think it was there. I'm assuming. I stopped halfway through it because it was just stupid.
Yeah, you have those. You have those movies like that. It's ridiculous. Then you have the movies that are like horror movies that they either go too far or not far enough.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not really so much a horror movie as it is just a gore fest. And then they have some that are just like that one, just comedy.
Yeah, it's
more comedy than it is action or killing or anything. They're not really scary. But they have gotten to where they are making some good ones again.
Yes, and I'm happy to hear that.
Like, I don't know how many of y'all have seen it, but that movie Smile, that was actually a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It wasn't scary, but it did have its jump scenes.
Yeah.
Where it just surprised the mess out of you.
That's the best part of scary movies, in my opinion, is the jump scare factor.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could, have a monster or whatever, just, stab or kill people. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. But, like, what was it? I think it was either Sinister 2 or one of those movies where they're entering in the house. It's basically filmed through a camera like you're filming it. It's kind of a movie. Kind of like Paranormal Activity or Cloverfield.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But when it's panning through the house, and I guess the demon thing just turns its head around the corner, and the music is silent. You're just kind of going slowly through the house, and it just goes right there in your face. That's the great jump scare. I love those things. I hate it, but I love it.
That's what makes a horror movie a horror movie.
Yeah.
They got to the point to where horror movies had just become all about brutal killing.
Yeah.
And the blood and just the way that they kill the people. That's not all a horror movie is.
Yeah. Look at the 50s and 60s, like Dracula, the old black and white movies.
Oh yeah.
Just the sound, and the music and all that, and then you see the silhouette of the shadow of the vampire just going through the house. Just creepy as all get out. And then you see the face go, ah. That kind of acting back then. Good at the time, but terrible now. But
oh well, yeah. Some of them just don't hold up very well. But yeah, and then we've heard about another one that they came out with just recently, The Invitation.
Yeah. It looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good movie. We haven't seen it yet, but we were told by a coworker of ours that it was a good movie and that we should check it out.
Hopefully it goes well with it. It does well with the horror aspect of it.
Yeah. Like you said, it seems like a good movie. From the previews and from reading the description of it, it sounds like it'd be good. But Smile is definitely a good one that you should check out.
Yeah.
If you like the not knowing, the jump scare type thing, it's definitely got some of those moments in it.
Definitely an edge of your seat kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with most horror movies now in the past 5-10 years is we've become more desensitized to death, as to speak. Because there's only so many ways you can kill a person where it's like, oh, he died like that. Who cares now? I mean, like, look at Jason when it first came out. It was like the new thing. And he's killing everybody different ways.
Jason, Michael,
Freddy was a more creative one because he was, magical in a way. Leprechaun, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was more funny than anything because Leprechaun.
Yeah.
I still say, and I've said this for a while now, that they should do a Leprechaun versus Chucky movie. That would just be amazing. Yeah, it would be hysterical, but it would just be great.
Yeah, I think it would, honestly. I think it would. That would be cool to see those two go at it.
Yeah. They did Freddy vs. Jason.
Exactly.
That was great.
And I wish they would come out with another one of those because that was good.
That it was. And for those of you who haven't seen it and it's been out for a while and you've had time to see it, Freddy does survive.
Yes.
Jason won, but Freddy still lives. So technically it's a tie.
And that's why I say they need to come out with another one.
Yeah.
Jason
X was only cool because of the way he looked towards the end. He just looked cool. That was about it.
He did.
But the thought of bringing a mass serial psycho demonic character into space, I mean, come on.
Yeah, they up until Freddy versus Jason, they had just gone way too far with that.
Yeah.
That was just.
And at the end, he ended up back at Camp Crystal Lake.
You always got to end up there with him.
Yeah.
It's just,
What was it? Jason takes on Brooklyn or whatever?
Jason takes Manhattan.
That was,
yeah.
No, his whole thing is the lake. That's why he kills, because of what happened to him as a kid. You bring him Manhattan or, Congo or the jungle, I mean, it's not going to make sense.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him there. He's just there to kill.
And most recently, well, not that recently, but still, the last few horror movies that they come out with, other than Smile, The Invitation, what few they've come out with the originals, they've been trying to play off of games.
Yeah.
All the Resident Evil.
Yep.
And I know that's going to get into, that's a touchy subject with probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because you've got people that love all the Resident Evils with Mia Jovovich, and they were great movies.
Yes,
they really were. But they did not. The first one, but then after that, they just went totally off script. I mean, it was. They just got way too far away.
Yeah. They did that with a lot of movies.
Yeah. But now I will say like we said, they were good movies. They did a good job with Nemesis.
Yeah.
As far as the way he looks. And I know that a lot of people are probably going to hate me for saying this, but the new Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, that was a good movie.
It was.
They really did a good job with that. And the reason I say people are going to say that they don't agree is because of Wesker, the way they did him. But it's just kind of like their first movie.
Yeah.
They've got all the characters in there. They're all new to it and everything, and that's the premise of it. This the first movie is just starting, and so and they did a lot of the same stuff that's in the game.
Yep.
And that's what I really liked about it. They took a lot of the game stuff and put it in there, like the truck driver with the dog. The mansion, the police station, I mean, if you watch the bonus features, it will actually compare the scenes from in the games because they tried to do what was it like 1 and part of 2 in the movie.
Yeah.
And if you watch the bonus features, it'll show you the scenes from the game that are in the movie, and they look almost exactly alike. And that's the kind of stuff that I like. Whether you think a character should be played differently or whatever, I mean, come on. As long as they've got the majority of it right, it's okay.
Yeah. That's kind of like how I feel about The Last of Us, the new series that's coming out or has come out.
Yes, I want to see that.
I've played both of the games, and the story is just phenomenal from beginning to end. And there's a lot of backlash on the second one, but the whole story is just amazing. Of going from finding the girl or trying to deliver the girl to this organization who basically started everything to develop a cure to prevent everyone from becoming monstrous zombie creatures, only to find out they were going to kill the girl in the process. But the whole story after that. I'm kind of on the fence on the new show. I mean, it looks pretty good, but from the trailers, it's kind of off from the what I've from the story I know. I mean, it would probably be different if I sat down and watched all of what's come out so far and maybe put an opinion on that, and I will. But because I'm going to watch it regardless, it just seems a little off to me.
Well, I see with that, when you go to make a series out of something like that, that's where they kind of mess up because with a series, you've got to draw it out.
You got to add a lot of filler.
You got to add a lot of filler because a game has a storyline.
Yeah.
And you play that storyline, maybe some side quests, whatever. But then that's it. It's not something that in order to draw it out and make a series out of it, that's kind of not the right thing to do.
What they should do is when you say you take a game, The Last of Us, you start from the beginning of the game, and yes, there are side quests, something like that. But if you take all that out, there's still hours of gameplay, of storytelling.
Yeah.
Just follow the exact script. Just do exactly what's happened that's supposed to happen in the game, and make a movie or a series about that.
Yeah, make it like a mini series if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe make it like a what was it? They did a mini series off of a book. James Patterson's The Zoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made a little, what was it, 5 or 6 episode miniseries off of that. If you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Don't try to come out with a series and try to expect to get seasons out of it.
Right, because you can't do seasons if you have one story to be told.
Yeah, and you're trying to do one game, and trying to bring that to the TV. You can't do too much else with it without changing it or going off script. Kind of like what they've done with The Witcher.
That, yeah. Another long series of, just fits in the horror aspect is The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great show. Don't get me wrong. Love it. Fan of it. Huge fan of it. But after a while, it's just like, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Just,
And what did they come out with? They came out with The Walking Dead. Then they finally ended that and came out with, was it Fear the Walking Dead?
Why?
I mean, you're just going to add fear to the title and keep it going?
It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you can tell a story in any movie, especially in horror, start from the beginning and then find the ending point where it's supposed to end at in the story.
Yeah.
End it. That's it.
Yeah.
No sequel. If you want to do a prequel of how it started, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's a small little thing. Because having a prequel to like The Last of Us, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
Show everything that was before, and then Firefly Group came in there and did their thing, spread the virus, and then shit at the fan.
And who knows, if you do a good job on the little mini series of the game or whatever, and you decide there hasn't been a prequel game version yet, you decide you want to try and do that. If you do a good enough job on the series and you do a good enough job on the prequel, they may even come out with a game based off of your prequel.
Yeah.
It's just.
I will say in the second game, they explained a little bit of what happened back then, just basically with just the characters themselves, but not with the entire planet that it happened on. But the horror aspect was good. And the game, Jesus. when you meet patient 1, the first one, when it comes to that wall, I crap my pants twice.
I have not played those games.
It's a great story. Some of them you just walk into a building and just hear, oh god no. And you have like 9 things chasing after you, and you have a stick.
No, games I did play that were good up to a point, really. The Resident Evil games.
No, those are great. Up to a point.
Yeah. The first, I don't know how many they came out with. They kept the same kind of feeling, the same gameplay, stuff like that. And they were really good.
Yeah.
Me and a buddy of mine, we cut the lights off, play the game and everything, and when this stuff would just pop out of the window as you're walking by or something, it's like we both just jump like heck. We just get scared. But we keep playing.
Yeah, that's the best part of anything horror. It's just that jump scare factor.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing like, Michael Myers or Jason or whatever, they're just walking around looking for people to kill. It's scary because people walk around killing people. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
A little scary.
And the fact that, no matter how fast you run, whether you get in a car or anything, they always seem to be right behind you.
Yeah, you could drive, 300 miles an hour down the road, and he's right there next to you.
It's like when you come to a stop, he's just like right there in the bush across the street or something.
It's like, geez, Jason, you should go for the Olympics. You win the gold all the time.
I mean,
Usain Bolt who?
I mean, that's what adds some to it.
Yeah.
As far as those go, it's just the weirdness factor kind of gives them their.
The fact that you can't escape.
Yeah,
No matter what you do, how far you go, you could get into a plane and just stay in the sky for a couple hours, and out of the bathroom comes Jason. How did you even do that?
Oh goodness. But like Jeepers Creepers.
Those are good.
Yeah, they were good movies
for their time.
I don't know about this Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I've heard a lot of different things about it. That it was good, and I've heard it was just absolutely horrible. Because they've changed so much of it up. The Jeeper, Creeper doesn't look the same. They changed up a lot of stuff about what made the movies good. But if you haven't seen the other movies, from what I've heard, if you haven't seen the other movies and you just watched that one, it's a good movie.
Yeah, because you have nothing to base it on.
Yeah. So
that's the thing about Hollywood, though, when they take something that did a while back and make something new that's supposed to be a continuation of that, they're going to change everything.
And see, don't. If it did so well back then, and you got 2 or 3 movies out of it, and you're wanting to come back to it because it did so well, and you're wanting to bring it back, stick with what worked.
It's like if they make a new not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Robert Englund's not going to do it anymore.
Oh, no.
So whoever they decide to pick, it's going to be off from how he did it, how Robert did it.
Yeah.
But hopefully they get the next actor to convey the same attitude and personality that Robert Englund portrayed in Freddy.
Kind of get the person, have them watch the other Freddy movies.
Yeah.
And not try to be Robert Englund, but have the same, like he said, have the same kind of feel to it.
Keep it close enough.
Yeah.
Where fans are not like, it wasn't even the same person. What happened?
It was just totally different, But speaking of Freddy, the last one that they came out with, was it Freddy's New Nightmare or something? I think. It's the last one Robert Englund did. He actually was in the movie as himself.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. But the way that movie ended was just retarded. I'm sorry, but it was. The whole movie was great. The way they did it, it was a great movie. All the way up until the very end.
It's a lot of movies these days. It's like, this has been a great movie so far, and it's like, why?
Yeah, it's like, what happened?
What was it? There's a movie I saw recently, horror movie. I forgot what it's called. But basically, the whole movie was really good. And up to the ending, the way it ended, the murderer, he was supposedly dead. They showed him die.
Yeah.
And he comes walking around the corner. And then credits. I get Jason, maybe Michael Myers. They tried killing him too. I don't think they tried killing Michael. I know they killed Jason a bunch of times. And he keeps coming back. But this guy was just a regular guy. Regular Joe Blow. Who just murdered a lot of people. We saw him die. Horrible death. And then the family was just, happy that the whole situation was done. And they show them, kind of breathing, softly, just like, a sigh of, relief, like, oh, thank God. And they were smiling, and it should have panned around from the window. They're looking into the house, the family. And it pan around the corner, and the guy just comes walk around the corner. And then credits.
You need to find out what the name of that is.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because that's their new take on Freddy and, Jason and Michael now, I guess.
I guess
what they're going to try.
All bad guys live forever, yes. Even after dying. Doesn't make any sense.
But Halloween, Michael Myers, I saw that Halloween Ends. That was good.
Yeah.
The way that ended, it ended perfect. They just need to stop right there.
Leave it alone.
For a long, long, long time.
Leave it alone.
It was a very good end to something that they had started to get way too far out there with.
Yeah. I still question the reasoning behind making, what was it, Halloween 2 or 3 with the masks?
Halloween 3, the Season of the Witch.
Yeah, why? It had nothing to do with Michael Myers. Why even put it in the movie series? It was so stupid. They put on a mask and they listen to the commercial and they all sing and then they just die.
I never actually watched that.
Stupid.
Yeah.
It made zero sense.
And that's why I never watched it, because I read about it, and I read that it had absolutely nothing to do with Michael Myers. It was something totally different. So I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Michael Myers wasn't even in the movie.
I'm just going to skip that one. Just go to the next one.
I don't even think his name was mentioned in the movie.
Probably not. If it was all about the masks and stuff, unless they had his mask in there.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't remember his mask being there or not. All I know is just why. It was a waste of film.
Well, that's just like which Freddy was it? The third or fourth Freddy movie where they had somebody else. I think somebody else played Freddy, or no, or it might have been a different director than the others. But it was just completely different than the other Freddy movies. Freddy was in it; he was the main bad guy and everything, but just the way the story went, what happened in the movie and stuff, it was just nothing like the other Freddys. It just stood out as a horrible,
Yeah.
horrible movie. You know, just
Now I will say this: if they took the the third Halloween movie and titled it something different, away from Halloween movie titles,
yeah,
and it was a standalone movie, I can see it being a good movie. Because I mean, thinking about the movie and seeing how it's supposed to fit within the Halloween realm, Halloween movie realm, it doesn't make sense. But if you keep it standalone, it'd been fine. Because it was like, all right, there's people wearing killer masks. That's a
yeah.
new horror thing. We're going to wear a mask again, but you know, it would make sense to have a standalone instead of being
Yeah,
with the group. And I feel that some movies nowadays that Hollywood's making with horror films, and not even just horror films, any movie really, they take it and put it in the group thinking, well, it's part of it now.
yeah.
No.
It's like they try some way to tie it in almost.
Yeah.
You know, but very thin thread. You know, it's like how. Oh, so they're saying that this happened, then this happened, then that happened because this happened over here. You know,
And the thing
or
about it
something.
is, in the Halloween movies, there's no demonic or magical things happening with Michael Myers. He's just a psychopath killer. That's all there is to it. Take some magical masks or demonic masks and throw it into the mix. Who did it? Who made the masks? Did Michael make the mask? Is Michael the devil? What's going on here?
Well, you know, what was it? Was it Michael or Jason that they said that in one of the movies that he was just an evil, he was pure evil, like a demon or whatever, that there was like this little creature.
Yeah, he's a demonic spirit of the kid he once was.
Yeah, it's like there, but there was like a creature or something that he killed, and the creature went into somebody else.
I don't know about that. I'll look
I
it up.
I can't remember which one that was. But yeah, they were trying to basically just say that he wasn't actually human. Everybody thought he was human, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
He was just, you know,
he's definitely possessed by something because
yeah,
they even mentioned in one of the movies, if not several of them, that they tried hanging him, a firing squad, burning him, drowning him. He's even survived in the vacuum of space, falling through the gravitational pull of Earth. That's in Jason X,
yeah, yeah.
and still lived. So yeah, he's definitely possessed by something. Michael Myers is just a man who had
Yeah,
a sharp knife.
yeah. People have just been shooting at him, or you know, whatever.
He can take some damage.
He can.
It's
He
kind of
really
like
can.
in what's the movie? Not Glass, but
Unbreakable.
yeah,
Bruce Willis.
no, the other guy.
Split.
Split. There we go. At the end
Yeah.
of Split, they show him after he unlocked whatever he unlocked in his mind and became the last personality. They showed him being shot at and just took nothing.
Yeah.
He was just a guy. So the same thing you can say for Michael Myers.
Yep.
Maybe he's just reached that last personality.
And see, they could have ended Michael Myers long before they had whatever it was in the first things before they started doing these last three Halloweens.
Yeah.
Um, with all those Halloween H2O and crap.
Mhm.
Oh my God. They should have ended it before that by having Jamie Lee Curtis come back and just hit Michael with somebody and then just having Jamie Lee Curtis cut off his head.
Yeah.
I mean, because nobody had ever tried doing that. Nobody had actually tried going for his head. They've had shotguns. They'd shoot at his body with a shotgun or whatever from a distance.
He'd still walk.
But aim for the head. I mean, it's just...
Even in Shaun of the Dead, the comical zombie movie, they went for the head.
I mean, if I ever hear of anyone like that on the news, that's the first place I'm going to shoot.
Especially if they're in the area, like he's nearby.
Yeah.
Let's go for the head.
Exactly. It's like while he's stabbing somebody on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and try to put 3 of them right in his head. That's the end of it.
Yeah. You save thousands of lives.
Exactly.
One of them died before you. It's fine. We'll get the medical care they need if they survive. But countless deaths have been saved. Now, if I saw Jason walking on the street, I'm going the opposite way.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing going to stop him.
No. Apparently. Apparently, there's nothing that's going to stop him.
Now, if I see the Leprechaun or Chucky, I'm just going to laugh.
I'm going to laugh, but I'm also going to run at the same time.
The Leprechaun, he's got a little magic in him. I'll run. But Chucky, I'll just go punt him. Or just dig a deep enough hole and just put him in there. Can't get out.
Well, supposedly he'd dig his way out.
It's your little nubby plastic hands.
Probably make little good shovels.
Just throw a female doll in there. Keep him busy for an hour or two. Make more sequels.
Didn't they try burning Chucky?
Yeah.
Melting him?
I think he put himself into another doll.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. He put himself into another good guy doll or whatever.
They thought they killed him, but he went into another doll.
Yeah.
And waited till the coast was clear and escaped. And then came the Bride of Chucky.
What was that?
How does the anatomy work?
Was it before or after Son of Chucky where they had the cult of Chucky?
That was after, I think.
When is it going to stop? And now they have Chucky's series.
There's a series?
Yes, they have a Chucky TV series.
First off, in the Cult of Chucky, I've never seen it. It just sounds
I haven't either.
What group of people are going to go follow a doll claiming to be their leader?
Well, I mean, with everything he survived, and he's a living plastic doll that can make kids, apparently.
Put him in a steel box.
I mean, I guess there's people out there that would, worship that.
Put him in a monkey cage. Put him in a zoo enclosure. And then just leave him there. Can't get out. The glass is too tall. He's too short to reach the glass, for one, to break it.
But, yeah. Yeah.
What is this series even about?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Because the whole thing was when Chucky was we put into the doll, was to go kill the kid, but the kid grew up. He tried to kill the guy. And I guess the kid, so they defeated Chucky. And that's whenever he put himself in another doll to escape. So the whole family just left. What's the story now? Then they met the Bride of Chucky, so he put her soul into a doll just to get even with her, I guess. And then before he did that, I guess he actually did mate with her before she became a doll. Do you remember that part? Which is weird. How? He's a doll. If you look at any Ken doll, or any doll, male doll, period. How?
There aren't the proper parts, let's put it that way.
Like I said, where's the anatomy going here? What's going on here?
Oh, goodness.
I didn't want to think about this anymore.
But yeah, so it's just basically like with anything else. You've got your good, you've got your bad, you've got your ugly, as far as horror movies go.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ugly. There are a lot of good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're getting better with them.
Yeah,
They really are. They're getting better at coming out with more good horror movies.
Just like with any other movie that Hollywood makes, Hollywood needs to keep Hollywood out of the movie.
Yeah.
And just follow the story.
Especially if you're gonna, you can't. I've said this before. You cannot go step by step, word for word, action for action, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that.
You know, but you can stick close enough to it to where you do justice to it. You know,
a little filler here and there to stretch it out is fine. Just a little filler, but don't make a whole thing about it.
No.
To where it becomes part of the story. That makes no sense. Partly the reason why a lot of actors are leaving series and films.
Yeah.
Because you're not following the story. The example we brought up a lot was Henry Cavill with The Witcher.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he left, because they ruined it. They didn't follow the story.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now.
Yeah. Just imagine if Hollywood were to follow the story in any new movie or upcoming movie or a movie we don't even know about, how much money they can make.
Oh, yeah.
Off of these great stories.
Yeah. I mean, we understand that movies are getting to where they're longer now.
Yeah.
Movies used to normally run between about an hour and 25 to an hour and 40 minutes tops. About an hour, 40 minutes. And now it's getting to where movies are running to, anywhere between 2 to 2.5 hours long sometimes.
They did one a while back, several years ago. This isn't horror, but The Watchmen.
Yes.
That's a long movie.
That is a long movie.
It's like 4.5 hours, 5-hour movie?
It's something like that, but it was also a good movie.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Could you imagine a 5-hour long Jason movie? So just kill him already.
It's like that would have to be the end.
Yes, that would be the end of all Jason movies. You can do it.
Like Jason would never. There would not be another reboot of Jason, reimagining of Jason.
No. Jason had a kid.
No, that would be the end of it.
So bring up a whole lot more questions of how he had the kid. Because we've seen his face without the mask. Ain't nobody gonna kiss that.
Or what about the son of Freddy?
Everyone's burned.
I mean, there's so many things that I really hope they don't come out with that they could. All you need is just that one slow leak working in the movie department to say, hey, what about this? This sounds good.
I will say this, though. They should definitely make another Wishmaster.
Yes. Those were good movies.
I still have the biggest question of how that attorney did what he did. It was a Wishmaster 2, I think.
I believe so.
1 or 2, the first or second one. How does the body even contort that? It's just physically impossible.
Yeah.
But apparently it happened.
But Wishmasters were good movies.
Yeah.
They were.
Pumpkinhead.
Oh, yes.
Pumpkinhead
was great.
When I first heard about it, I was like, why do they call him Pumpkinhead? When I saw the movie, I was like, he looks like a pumpkin. Oh, that's why they call him Pumpkinhead.
And they did, for their time, they did a great job on those movies.
Amazing movies.
And it doesn't hold up extremely well, but if you watch them today, it's not like some of the other movies where you're just like, good Lord, that is so fake. I actually believed that back then. It's
like watching the very first Godzilla movies compared to now. It's just like, you can tell it's a guy in a suit trampling over cardboard boxes. And you look at today's movies where it's like, if that's real, we're all going to die.
What is it? They're coming out with the Godzilla. What is it? Godzilla versus Kong 2 or Godzilla and Kong or something like that. I think it's Godzilla and Kong or something.
I think so, yeah.
They're coming out with a second one of those, which I can't wait to see.
That should be good.
Yeah. They did a good job on the first one. Which I think they started this whole MonsterVerse thing, supposedly. I think they've done a good job on all of them except was it 2018 Godzilla? I think
this one. I remember
the one right before Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
That movie was the Godzilla before that was just I watched it, I couldn't believe it. You never actually, I don't think you once saw Godzilla in his whole form.
No.
And it was at night.
Yeah, you don't have kaiju monster fights at night.
Yeah.
No, you want to see the creatures.
Yeah. And the whole battle between Godzilla and the main creature, whatever it is he was fighting, that whole battle, you saw it through one of the soldiers' view.
Yeah.
So it's like you didn't see hardly anything.
That's like in Pacific Rim and Cloverfield. I mean, Pacific Rim, you get to see the creatures and whatnot and them fighting, but it was also at night most of the time and surrounded by water. And what was the other one? I just said it. Cloverfield. I had to Google what the monster was because you couldn't see anything.
See, and it's not okay to not basically ever show the monster.
No.
You show glimpses of him here and there, real quick. You get a good 1-2 second look at him, whatever, and then he's gone. And basically only show him for like scare tactic. That's okay. Don't show him the entire movie, but don't not show him the entire movie.
Yeah, people are watching the movie to see the monster.
Yeah, at least a little bit, anyways.
Just show us the head and some of the body. We're good.
Yeah.
Don't show an ankle and be like, there you go. No, that's not how that works. People are looking up at the monster. You're not going, this thing is chasing us. It's right there. You mean up there? There's more of it? No, show more than the ankle. The Power Rangers did more than that. You could tell those are people in suits.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think that's about all for today.
Yep, we had our fun with the ups and downs, good, bad, and ugly of horror films.
Yes.
Some things they should do and some things they shouldn't do.
Yep, and let us know in the comments what you thought about our opinions on some of the movies.
Yeah, maybe you feel differently.
Yeah. Like I said, I expect at least some comments on the whole Resident Evil thing. Because I know people who absolutely love the Mia Jovovich Resident Evils. Then I know some people who really like the new one too. So
yeah. Well, Jesters, we hope you have a lovely day.
Yes.
See y'all later.
See y'all.